Hi, this is Mark. Stereotype, prejudice, and artificial intelligence. What is the connection here? Seems like I'm going to make a sandwich for you. Stereotype, prejudice, AI. It doesn't make any sense. Today, I'm going to put myself out of this American mindset to give you a neutral or Chinese view of prejudice and the stereotype in American society. Then give my prescription on how to cure them through artificial intelligence. Sounds too crazy, right? In America, stereotype and prejudice is something we all joke around privately, but in the meantime, we try to avoid. It feels in the air like a smell no one can escape. Even someone like me as an immigrant try to stay neutral, but the media will implement the idea into my mind and reinforce it every day. Comedians' best jokes usually are the stereotype jokes about his or her own race. A friendly stereotype joke at the right moment could conquer many hearts and laughs in social, even business settings. What really bothers people are the seemingly friendly manners or a look or the tone in the voice that could make you feel very uncomfortable. Before I came to the United States, after graduated college in China, I didn't know the word stereotype because the word stereotype we comprehend in the United States do not exist in Chinese vocabulary. Even today, when I type into Google Translate, it came out its original meaning, that is the printing plate in Chinese. After a couple of semesters in the United States, I slowly realized there's something I should not say in America, and it is wrong even to thinking about in such ways, such as Chinese playing ping pong or Chinese are good at math. It was a culture shock to me, and it was the first step for me to understand America. To understand stereotype and prejudice, we have to recall the evolution biology theory. Our brain evolves into today's shape not by seeking truth, rather by taking simple answers, such as good or bad, right or wrong. It is because this thing consumes too much energy. Thinking about it, 5 or 6% body weight consumes almost 20% of the energy. So, for our ancestors, in order to survive, it is natural for them to take the simple answers and live with it, such as tiger is bad and the rabbit is good. Yes, for survival, simplify is a good thing, but it comes with a negative consequence, that we humans make a decision based on previous experiences. In a more dramatic way, we are the slaves of our not so reliable experiences, and it affects our ability to make objective decisions based on facts. Furthermore, our brain intends to pass down those non-crucial decision-making to our subconscious, such as brush your teeth, tie shoelace, even drive. Hence, to form a systematic pattern of behavior we call habits. The purpose was that our survival mechanism to reduce the workload of our brains, so to simplify become our way to adapt and understand the world for hundreds of thousands of years. Stereotype as a verb is a simplifying mechanism to give simple ideas of a thing or a person, to help us to understand the world in such ways. The worst part of stereotype is we try to find all kinds of reasons to justify our stereotype images. Let me give you a couple examples. I had a stereotype that French don't like to take shower, and that's the reason they are so good at making perfume. How's that a stereotype formed? Many years ago, I had a friend who is Chinese and went to college in France. Once she told me French don't like to take shower and smell so bad. And we joked about that's why they love to put a fragrance to cover the odor. It was a joke. Late, I read something about the French King Louis XIV, the Sun King, who only baths twice a year. Here you go. In two separate occasions, I built a connection, even has no logic. then I truly believe that the French do not like shower and the stereotype formed. Chinese, including myself, are fascinated about Jews. When an average Chinese person finds out that someone is Jewish, they always have the same expression that is surprise plus admiration. Even the pupils dilate it and then say, "Wow, you must be so smart." Textbook stereotype, because every Jew and average Chinese people knew or heard is a rich businessman or famous scientist or Nobel Prize winner. So, a simplified image was drawn for Chinese people to understand the world that Jews are smart. Some of those stereotypes sound so right based on our biased observations, and it made me want to accept them. Just like Chinese are good at math, black men play basketball, and a white man can't jump. That is why it is so hard for us to counter this stereotype, because it requires our lazy conscious mind to act against our intuition. Prejudice formed because we build a border around us to separate us and them. At infancy, our border is very narrow, so it is always me against the world. Because we all self-centered little bastards, our world is either good or bad. It is bad only because it does not go as we wanted. So we will cry the hell out of it. As we grow up, we slowly establish consciousness about ourselves and realize, well, we are not the center of the world, and our border expands to mom and dad. As we grew into adults, our border keep expanding because we needed to absorb more and more stuff inside of our border, such as my book, my lunch, our school, our community, our team, our race, our country, and our universe. The result of this border is we versus them. Prejudice formed in this slow process of self-recognition. No one can escape. So it's natural. Someone has narrowly defined the border could have more conservative views on immigration issues. On the other hand, big city folks have more tolerance to immigration because people live in big cities, have to constantly adjust the border to recognize what is their community. The border cannot be as easily defined compared to folks live in stable rural communities. However, we're still looking for similarities because it makes us feel safe deep in my mind. That is one of the reasons in big cities like New York, there are so many ethnic concessions based on culture and race. Of course, I also acknowledge there are many other socio-economic reasons to this phenomenon. We never see hippies discriminate anyone because their border is defined as world peace. We all joke that hippies love the world more than the people around them. But hippies give us a hint how to overcome our prejudice. That is to expand our border to accept different people or things into our perimeter. Or expand our border to infinity to accept everything and everyone, and extend our love to everything and everyone. Sounds like if I wanted to cure my prejudice, I have to become Jesus, Buddha, or Allah. Is there a more realistic way to overcome our prejudice? Yes, there is one way. Let me bring you my different dimension solution. We don't have to be Jesus or Buddha. Instead, we just needed to be robots. I'm halfway sarcastic. I mean, we can learn from AI. Yes, artificial intelligence way of thinking. In 2016, Google AlphaGo Artificial Intelligence beat world's #1 board game Go player Lee Sedol. It created both excitement and anxiety around the world. Some say it is the rise of the machine, even predicts it's the beginning of the end. By the way, Go game is an ancient Chinese board game, and its combination of probability is infinite. If we have to compare chess to it, let me borrow a line by Walter White from Breaking Bad. It's like grade school T-ball versus New York Yankees. Anyway, AI has one strategic advantage over human. That is, it will only calculate odds based on the moment, now. The previous experiences, no matter good or bad, are counted as non-existent in current decision-making, and every move is independent based on the odds. I don't play chess, but too often, when I play golf, one bad shot could mess up the hole or even the entire round because I can't stop thinking, what if I did not land that ball in the bunker? I relive that bad shot over and over again. Why am I so stupid? As I explained before, we are slaves of our past experiences. In the end, AlphaGo can win is because it utilizes a scientific way of thinking. First, science admits its ignorance. It won't accept blindly what the history or prophet taught us. In the meantime, it reviews and retests those knowledge over and over again. It is also willing to accept it is wrong when it is proved to be wrong. Second, science evolving based on facts, logic, and proof. No matter who you are, where you're from, even you are a Nobel Prize winner, and you have been proven to be right all the time. What matters is, are you right now? Steve Jobs said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish." Different people have different explanations. Based on today's topic, we can understand in such ways. Stay hungry means keep your inner desire and passion. Stay foolish could mean constantly empty our overloaded mind, bring our thoughts and judgments to zero, think like a fool and act like a Forrest Gump. You might say that is not easy. Yes, that is so hard. That is why we have only one Steve Jobs and the Forrest Gump is a fiction. The topic of this episode is we are born with stereotype and prejudice. It is something written on our DNA through evolution. To make it even harder, one research claims the information we receive in one day could be more than the medieval person's lifetime. Furthermore, the politicians, media, and the businesses can and will only give us simple answers or slogans because they know how to appeal to our biological mind, to advance their agendas, and to sell something to us. Elon Musk's craziest idea is not Tesla or even SpaceX. In 2016, he announced his ultimate goal is to migrate 1 million people to live on Mars. If you thought his electric car and reusable rocket were crazy ideas because everyone else thought those were impossible, live on Mars sounds totally like a BS to most of us. NASA calculated it is technically feasible to send people to Mars, but the cost could be $10 billion per person. If we send 1 million people to Mars, that amount will be $10,000 trillion. $10,000 trillion. That's not much. It's about the sum of 500 years of United States GDP. Anyway, today I'm not going to explain Elon Musk's strategy to send people to Mars. Spoiler. Just look around his current ventures such as Solar City, electric cars, SpaceX, and Hyperloop. Those are the baby steps towards that ultimate goal. I'm optimistic that we can overcome our prejudice by learning from the mindset of the greatest innovators such as Elon Musk and Steve Jobs. They are cool and successful because they can fight their biological mind and think or act counterintuitively. They focus on the moment and aim the future and question all the conventional wisdoms. In the end, they all think like cool robots. Thank you for watching.